Hello you guys and welcome back to my channel. So before we get started into the video, I just want to apologize because I have been sick for the last week. So if I look or sound a little bit rough, then keep that in mind. I'm sorry, but I just really wanted to film this video because today we're going to be talking about the dining experience in Italy. The Italian dining experience, in my opinion, is very fascinating and interesting. I might be biased since I am Italian, but I have eaten in a lot of places around the world and I just find it so interesting how people take the concept of dining out differently. So the first thing that you might notice in Italy is that Italians don't really dine out very early. The restaurants start to get a nice crowd around 8:30, while if you're in the south of Italy, you're going to notice that the places start to get crowded around 9:30 and 10 p.m., which for a lot of tourists might seem very late to eat out, but in Italy it's custom that way. And the only places that are going to be crowded around 7 p.m. or 6:30 are the places where people go and have an aperitivo. If you want, I'll do a whole other chapter talking about the Italian aperitivo, but right now we're just going to be talking about dining out in restaurants. So the time is really different, especially if you consider like the time Americans dine, since usually when I lived in the States I used to eat about 6:30, which here seems crazy. You're only eating like afternoon tea at 6:30 and you're going for dinner around 9:30 if you live in the south. If you live in the north, it's around 8:30, but still it's not that early. Another thing is that when you dine out, you're not really dining out for the food itself, but you are eating out for the company and the experience. With that, I mean that when Italians go and eat out, they're not only thinking about the food. In fact, the service is really slow. It can take a couple of hours before you actually finish, but not actually like finish eating, but after you finish the conversation and like you feel that you are ready to leave. In fact, when you go to eat somewhere, you're probably going to occupy the table and no one's going to occupy it besides you for that night, because like I said, you might go there at around 8:30, and even if your food arrives like very early, you're going to take a couple of hours to eat because we like to mingle, we like to talk, we just like to really observe the experience of the actual eating out. It's not as much for the food, but it's about like having company and just talking and interacting with others. So the Italian dining experience is very long for that reason. You might go to a place where they serve like semi-fast food, but still, like even if you're served within 10 minutes, you're probably going to spend there at least an hour because you like to talk and just I guess enjoy ourselves while we're eating out. Another thing is that waiters leave us alone. So some tourists may come here and they might say, oh, the waiters were so rude, but in reality that's the way they work. Like waiters in restaurants, they don't really have that many waiters, if we have to be honest. They try to keep like their personal minimum, obviously, to save a little money on personnel. So they don't really have a ton of waiters. But besides that, even if they do have a lot of waiters and the place is practically empty, waiters don't like to bother you. They take your order, and if you need something, you might have to actually call them. They won't come towards your table every like 5 or 10 minutes because there's really no need for that. You've probably already ordered your food, so you really don't need for the waiter to check on you every 5 or 10 minutes. So they really do leave you alone, and even after you have finished eating for like an hour or even more, the waiter won't really come and bother you. They won't bring you the check because it's rude for them to bring you the check. Like if they come to your table and they're like, do you want the check, it may sound very rude for the simple reason that it might make you feel like they're just trying to hurry up, that way they free the table, and that is considered so rude. It happened to me once, and honestly I'm not even sure we're ever going to go back to the place because like the people I was with, they took it like really personal, because like I said, it's really rude for you to hurry me up. I'm here, I'm eating, I'm talking, I don't want to be hurried up. If I came here, I came here to just have fun. And so it's very rude for waiters to just really be on top of you every 5 or 10 minutes. They're not rude, they just have a different mindset. Also, waiters don't make money on tip. Like Italians rarely ever tip. So waiters know that it's not like the more attention they give you, the better of a tip they're going to receive, because on the contrary, they have like a contract and they have like a wage they receive, and they don't really make a living out of tips. So they really don't care in being there for you like at all times. And trust me, personally, I love the fact that waiters don't really bother you. Sometimes it gets a little bit to the extreme because like you have order and you probably want to order dessert or you want to order something else and the waiter won't come to your table, so you have to call them out. But it's not a big deal. I mean, if you want something else, you just call them and it solves everything. Like I said, I really enjoy the fact that I don't have someone constantly hovering over me, because otherwise it will really bother me a little bit. So I really enjoy it this way. Another thing that tourists might seem as a shocker is that not every single place takes card. Most places take credit cards, but some places only take cash. I don't know why this is, and I'm completely guilty. I'm someone that likes to pay via credit card, but sometimes that's impossible because a lot of places they just don't accept it, or a lot of times like their post is broken or it's not working. So always try to have cash. It's not the end of the world if you don't have it. I mean, they can't really do much if you don't have it, but just try to do it to avoid wasting time and actually having to go and get cash. It can save you some time and it can save you a little bit of headache. Like I said, no biggie, but just keep this in mind. Most places should have a post to pay via credit card, but that's not always the case, sadly. But yeah, that's what it is. My camera died, so the angle might be a little bit different, but let's just move on towards my last point. So my last point is tap water. Sometimes tourists are shocked when they don't bring like a jar of tap water towards their table, or when they ask for water and they bring like a big bottle of mineral water. So it's not very used in Italy to actually serve tap water, especially in restaurants. I don't know why it is. Maybe it's because of health, or it's just like habit. But when you do ask for water, they will always bring you mineral water and you're going to have to pay for it. It's never free. Sometimes when you go to cafes, they will give you like a glass of water with your coffee or with your breakfast, and that's usually free. And it is usually also tap water, so I don't know why they don't do it in restaurants. But even in some cafes, if you ask for some water or a glass of water, they might charge you. It will be mineral water. If they charge you, they shouldn't charge you for tap water. That's really shady and not really something that you see, because like I said, charging you for tap water is a little bit too much, especially when you're getting something from that place. And something that really shocks tourists is that when you're like, for example, in Rome, you see so many fountains and you see people drinking from fountains all day long. The water tastes absolutely amazing. It's delicious, it's refreshing. But then when you go to a restaurant, they won't like serve you tap water, but you have been drinking that water mainly all day long. So like I said, it might be that they don't do it because of habit, but keep in mind that if you ask for water, you're going to have to pay for it most times. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and that it was useful and entertaining. And if you did enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, or leave some love. And I really hope to see you guys next time. Bye!